Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. The divine mind knows, the divine mind shows all things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space of educating and being educated. Know that this is a space of love. This is your space. Know that this is a space for questions, answers, comments, concerns, analyzing, seeking truth, all on a path to true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please put all contact information in the chat for the duration of class. Please put all funding information in the chat for the duration of class. If you or anyone you know has an anger management issue, please book an assessment. If you are already seeking services and you are up under here, please book, book your sessions. It's that time of the year where people need somebody in their ear. If you or anyone you know believe that they are in a domestic violence situation, please book an assessment, learn the warning signs, learn what you may need to be alerted to in order to survive and thrive. Remember, the life that you save could be your own. You see, it's almost 11. Again, I'm having very, very busy going ons, personally. It's a lot going on. So, as far as class is concerned, I'm making an attempt to be very calculated, to be very specific, okay? To give classes that are very much needed. There's a lot of different energies that's moving around. A lot of people are going through a lot. So, as you know, part of the task that I've taken on is to give people as much emotional, mental, and physical balance. Like I said, we're in a war, and we have to welcome the struggle. Therefore, I'm doing my best not to ever waste time or waste your time in class. And speaking of that, we need to see who's in class before we go any further. Before we go any further, A. Ward, I see you. You up in here. Strictly Game the Brand. I see you. What's good? Bushhead, what's good? See Blaze, you up? Okay, see Blaze, we gonna get together. You know what we gonna do. Construction Site Media. We see you. Rugi Hauser is starting to be a B+ student. Lovely lady, you about to get it. Don't play. Hood Center Highlights. Hood, center highlights. You rolling the dice, huh? You strong, huh? You see a pound in them dice? Cause you got the first 55 of the evening. Yes, you did. Sonny Ingram, I see you. Cool K Kane, Barbara Williams. Listen, I'm doing what I do. I'm never late. No, no, no. No, I ain't. And you ain't the boss of me. So take your 55. Ta-ta. Yeah, no 55 today? Okay. Rasheem Davis. You, sir. Salute. And you take a 55 with you, too. Mark Lewis, what's going on? Blue Piranha. Make sure you put all of your links up in the chat for the duration of class. Let them know what you're working with. Let them know what you have already. Okay? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Merklo, what's going on? Zone 864. What it is. Talk Your Talk Media. Salute. 55 for you. Hey, T. Okay, Tierra's up late night with one eye open. I know she in that bed. TC. Okay. Kenny's Unholy Grail. 55. Yes, sir. Point of View TV. What's up, Cat? 215. West Philly. Salute. 55 for you. Kevin Willis. Peace. The ninth power? Yeah, ninth, you know you got one coming. 55. Power. Hold that. Yes. Brooklyn Jules. Peace. Angel, what's going on? What's going on, GB? I see you, BK87. What it is, Big Swarm. What's good? Jeff Spark. Demographics, Inc. Sultan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh, my cousin. What's going on? Kenny Mac, DC's in the building. What's going on? Maxwell Trucking, I see you. Sham Allah, peace. Mark Lewis, Draymond don't need anger management. Draymond needs a pill. Yeah, he need a pill. Yes, he do. Yes, do. Martel Majestic, peace. Almighty, peace. Geechee, 3-4. 55. Rashida, 55 for Rashida. Derek Thomas. Yeah, Derek Thomas. I see you in here. 55. Uncle Murder, what's going on? Yeah, 55 gang is up in here. What? Primos? No doubt. We see you. 55. Now, Lucky is late and I don't feel like screaming, but I be yelling up in here. 55 gang in here. Strong. I know what time to come on and catch 55 gang. They be creeping during the day. Get their ass at night. Yeah, I see all them 55, all them class-cutting people up in here. But it's late. Let's get to it. Somebody tag all the clout chasers tonight. Tag the clout chasers tonight. You dig what I'm saying? Tag the clout chasing podcast. Tag the YouTubers. Tag all these social media that just won't let Pop die. Let him die. Let him rest. Haven't y'all eaten enough up off of him? Let it go. Because now it's starting to be a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of outward lies, and a lot of people that's coming on these spots and don't know what they talking about. I'm going to have to keep it all the way 100. But I have KRS in the thumbnail for a specific reason. People, classmates, some people who aren't classmates, some people who have just been following me for the longest, keep sending me this clip of KRS speaking on why he refused to go to this Grammys Hip Hop 50 party or acknowledgement. And I could only assume that they're sending it to me because of what he said. Now, nobody has sent it to me. Nobody has sent it to me and said that the teacher is saying what you have been saying for years. Nobody's saying that. They're just sending it to me, assuming, maybe they're assuming that that's what I'm getting from it. However, we spoke in class the other day about DMC on Drink Champs, saying damn near verbatim what I've been saying about the culture and what hip hop is, and the difference between hip hop and commercial rap, and the beginnings of commercial rap, and how I always said, once you take it off, once you have your creation and you put it into an industry, into the machine, you have no control over it, you don't own it, it is what it is. The difference between hip hop and commercial rap is that when you are in the space of hip hop, when you are in the street, when you are at those park jams, when you're stealing electricity from the street lamps, when you're DJing, when you're using your parents' records and you're cutting and you're scratching and have these makeshift microphones and somebody's breakdancing and somebody's tagging up the park, right? Somebody's up rocking, somebody's locking. That is creativity. Once you put it out into the space of that park, of that jam, of those projects, of that center, community center, and you put that out there, now only we own it. Now we critique it. Now we receive it. That's the energy that we vibed off of. Once you capture that energy and put it on a reel to reel, which turned into a DAT or vinyl, whatever you did, and you went into those institutions, whether it was a recording studio, and from that recording studio, you got the vinyl pressed, and you did all these institutional things with it, that's it. Now it is a product. And that product is no longer yours. You don't own it. You don't have the ability to even give it a description. It took on a different space. And that is why they beat these people in the contracts. That's why they beat them. Because you're not doing anything to get this commercial product to the masses. You are just talent now. So, and I've been saying it, this is what I've been saying for so many years. People want to choose the messengers now. You understand? They want to choose the messengers now. And it's okay. Because for me, my work, the work is not ego-driven. I don't care who gets the job done, as long as it gets done. That is what a true liberator is. I don't care where it comes from, as long as the truth is solid. And it's going to put whoever hears it, whoever witnesses, whoever is in that energy on the path to true liberation. So now that KRS done said it and spoke eloquently on how, damn, the Grammys, you didn't acknowledge us for all this time, I'm not going. Again, something that I said in class night before last, when I said, don't pay attention to who's there. Pay attention to those who are not there. And I said Griff wasn't there. Eminem wasn't there. You understand what I'm saying? MC Shan wasn't there. A lot of people who were very instrumental, who lived by this, wasn't there. Again, I am my truth. I am who I am. I'm going to continuously walk in that. I'm going to always be that. I'm going to be a manifestation of who I am. I'm going to be that. So I understand when people share things with me, and I acknowledge it and I appreciate it, but be clear about why you're sending it, okay? And don't just send it to me if it's something that you feel that I am in alignment with or that you heard from me. Tell those people. DM them, hit them up and say, yo, my class is popping. You need to come check out my class because we rock with Bliz on that. So come get your lessons. You dig? None of them are too old for lessons. So send them through. And that's all. Now, I chose this class this evening, and as you can see by how late it is, I'm always triggered by it. It is something that bothers the shit out of me because I know that people are not being truthful. The whole quad shooting of Tupac Shakur and all of the people that's speaking about it and all the people, some who have built their entire platform around. Some of them who weren't even born at that time. Many of them who never been in that energy or been in that life at all are speaking about it. And the triggering part is that people are believing these platforms, they're believing these YouTube pages, they're believing the people who sit on these spaces because they really don't know. So again, as I told you, the children are always going to follow us. So if we are paying attention and engaged to these conversations, of course, the younger generations are going to be doing that as well. So if we are not challenging it, if we're just watching and absorbing it or shrugging our shoulders or, giving it the graces of saying that's truthful, the kids are going to believe that. And that is sort of like the same thing that the Greeks did when they stole everything out of Kemet and shifted the dynamic. So now we got people believing that Santa Claus and Jesus is the same person, and we celebrating both of them because they're the all-seeing eyes. You understand? And for years and decades and centuries and millennia, we got people stuck and feeling depressed because they can't get a goddamn tree or some ornaments or some gifts because of lies that were told intentionally. So this is the same shit. And I'm saying, if Pac isn't Jesus, then let him go. Let him pass away. Let him transition. Let him truly be at peace. Because we're in a space now that if the conversation continues, man, 50, 100 years down the line, people may believe that he is or was Jesus. And just as Jesus, we have different people writing about him who may not have a clue to what they're writing, a clue to what they're speaking. And it burns so deep because, again, I have not only firsthand information about the geographical location of the studio, but I caught my bid in the very same building, in the same studio. So I know for an absolute fact that what a lot of these people are saying is not true, especially those who weren't even there. They're speaking from a point of hearsay. And nobody's just saying, yo, shut the fuck up. Whatever nickels they getting from it, whatever notoriety they getting from it, it's not righteous. It's not righteous. So from not only having firsthand knowledge of the building, of the street, of the demographics, I'm also a clapper. This is what I did. This is what I've done. Not to mention the fact that some of the major players in this scene come from the same section of Brooklyn, was raised up. People that we heard about. And as somebody who ran as a stick-up kid, made every attempt to emulate and had the same ears on the street when it came to making every effort to get funds, to get resources in that space. So without mentioning any specific platforms, because to me they're all full of shit when it comes to this subject. Nobody's being truthful. They're just not. Because in order for everybody to be truthful, there would be a lot of stones that have to be unturned and tossed. There will have to be a lot of people to start running, ducking, and hiding. So about 98% of the people you see on social media discussing the 1994 quad shooting of Tupac Shakur is fabricated. It's hearsay. It just is what it is. It is what it is. It's a bunch of gibberish and bullshit in order to either bolster the platform or bolster these people who they claim to be interviewing. Because it's not an interview if you're sitting across from somebody who definitely wasn't there. And then miss the people who were there. So, what do I know about Quad? I know Quad Studio because I was summoned there. And as I'm going over a lot of the information, right, as it pertains to the shooting and hearing all these different stories from his cousin to dudes that's from Atlanta to Little Sean to Little C's to, man, just, it was just so many of them. You understand that from my perspective, and let me be clear, even in the Vibe interview from Pac, there may be some embellishment in that too, because it's conflicting with police reports from that night. So a lot of things just don't add up. But from somebody who was in the street during that time, chasing rappers down, chasing these good getting money dudes around, trying to put that thing to their temple. We know, or we had word that there was a green light. There was a green light. And it wasn't a green light to take this cat out. And when I'm saying this cat, definitely talking about Pac. Someone who a lot of us admired his music, admired what he was saying and how he was carrying himself. But when you in that mix of getting money, when you in that mix of listening, right, doing recon, hearing about who need what, who put what out, what light is where, what bag is, all bets is off. Krieger Bailey, salute. The yard is in the building. Do you understand? So, coming from me and from what individuals who I ran with, my immediate team and our outreach, specifically from East New York dudes, that wasn't no robbery, because in all reality, nobody can take nothing from you that wasn't yours. I'm gonna put it like that. This is what we got, not only from in the street, but also after the fact when we was in the can, that admittedly himself, Pac, said he was twisted. Toe up. No bread. He didn't have any bread. So what was he doing? Again, we're not talking about 2023. We're not talking about 2015. We're not talking about 2010 or 2005. We're talking about 1994. Rap money. Listen, if you think that these dudes are being honest about the deals that they signed, about what they were getting and what they weren't getting, you're sadly mistaken. I keep telling you, dudes on the street had more tangible resources than any of them rap dudes. Any of them. It is what it is. And him, admittedly, in several interviews, said he was twisted. So nobody, which surprises me, is questioning the jury. I mean, where did he get the Rolex set from? See, they don't tell you that it was a set, right? Watch, ring, chain. Okay? Okay? Where did he get, I mean, we seen everything that had to do with him up until this point. We never seen a receipt of purchase of this jewelry. We never heard who made the jewelry. No jewelry maker. Jacob, nobody at that time said this is no watch receipt, nothing at all. Nothing. So again, when we go to a specific lane with specific information, the information was, yo, this is what it is. If you see him on site, I got a bag for anyone that bring me my jewelry. Now, you can have a whole bunch of different his conflicting, whose jury it was, who. That's on you. Run around, do your I Spy and all that. But this was the word that your man was bullshitting about making sure that an obligation that he made out of his mouth was getting done. He was not handling his business as an artist when it came to that. So the thing was, yo, listen, this was sort of a collateral. Here, hold this so you can do that. Hold this until you do that type of situation. But in him traveling, like if you listen to a lot of these interviews, he moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You dig what I'm saying? And in that, he got caught up. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? He got caught up. Excuse me. In getting caught up, he didn't get the job done. Thank you, Cool Kang. So now it's like, yo, hold on. Hold on. You're not doing what you said to be done. Or what you said was going to be done. Simple as that. I need that back. Who the hell he think he is? Okay? So this is what we talking about here. So the whole notion of it being a robbery, nah, that ain't it. So that in itself needs to be pushed to the side. Okay? Push that shit to the side. For 1 minute, I just want y'all to be clear on that. Always remember the jury. The jury. Everybody talking 35,000 in jury here, 40,000 in jury there. Conflicting reports of this jury. That this broke ass dude had. Now, I'm not saying that he couldn't have got, but we're not talking all eyes on me, Pop. We're not talking Death Row. No, we're not talking. We're talking about Interscope, Pop. We're talking Tupacalypse now, strictly for my niggas. That's what we talking about here. And we know it for, for an absolute fact that he was broke out of his own mouth. Not only out of the streets, out of his own mouth. He was a working actor and a working MC who was in this industry, in these institutions, contractually signing these things where they damn sure wasn't giving nobody no bread. He was working for it. That whole Rolex set, that was steep for back then. I'm telling you, it was steep for back then. Okay? Steep. So I want you to picture this. Instead of running around, because remember, he had cases, he had lawsuits, he had a lot going on. If you are twisted in 93, 94, late 90s, mid to late 90s era, wouldn't you pawn this jewelry to get on your feet? Wouldn't you pawn this jewelry? I mean, that's what we did back then. That was the whole reason that anybody purchased those things back then, especially dudes that's in the street. So if you ever was twisted, if you ever went left, if shit got dry, Yo, pawn that to get back on your feet. That was a regular practice. I mean, if it's official, you go right there, right to 4750th, pawn it, and you get back on. Pawn it and you get back on. Why would he not do that if he was that twisted? If he's taking flights here and there, trying to keep working and keep busy, and you running short on bread? Shit not yours. Can't pawn something that ain't yours. Okay? Can't pawn something that's not yours. So, again, we have yet to see a bill of sales. We have yet to see a jeweler with Park's signature on. I mean, shit, they selling everything. Selling his rings, they selling his goddamn t-shirts, they selling whatever he had, anything around is going up for auction. Autographs, all that. You mean to tell me that nobody has a bill of sale with his signature on it? Shit, they selling his letters from jail. So where is the bill of sales for this Rolex set? Where's the bill of sales for this jewels? We don't have it, right? So, okay. So that means, again, what we was hearing makes sense. Now, we heard some other shit. Now we hearing that him and this dude got into it over Madonna. That's the latest shit we hearing, right? Which is very funny to me. Because you can ask people who were there, right? Who was dealing with Madonna at that time, right? Peter Shue, right? As LL so eloquently put in his new song, The Force, that's how Madonna got knocked off by Peter Shue, right? Shue was home. If there was any type of business arrangement, any type of back getting blown out by either of anybody, we know for a fact Peter was doing it. We know that in the street. We knew that before he even got knocked. Streets was saying he would not give her a seed. And that is common knowledge when you're in certain sets. When did he get knocked? Just look at the time frame in that. So that means you're telling me somebody like Madonna, who was locked in on Peter giving her a seed, is going to mess with these dudes to that degree that would cause beef and friction? I mean, you can ask him. Dude is home right now doing interviews all over the place. Let's set the record straight. Let's set it straight. It's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. This shit don't have to spiral into all these weird stories. Because again, once you start turning these rocks over, somebody's going to get discredited. Somebody's going to come out a liar. Somebody's going to look stupid. And these platforms are going to be the main ones. Because you're putting people on there who didn't go to the spot, who wasn't in the location, or if they weren't right there. Now, homie that got popped with him. I didn't see his interview, but he's still around. But if we're going to use the police reports, right? Because the police reports is public information in the New York Times articles and all these other credible, at the time, news sources that were the only news sources giving up what the police was saying is that Pop, Stretch, right, Zayd, right, and his sister, came to the studio, was in there. All of a sudden, nobody else is mentioning that his sister was there. But the police. Sister's still here. Nobody's speaking to her. Right? So the police saying that she was here. Nobody else is saying that, though. Everybody trying to stick to this street shit, hard body shit, and peeling away certain pieces of this story to have y'all believing that they that tough, that they was up in the space. So let's go through it, okay? Because a lot of people said a lot of different things. We have people in these articles, we have the police. The police, in one of the articles, in one of the police reports, saying that as they came through, right? As they came on in, hold on, let me get this shit verbatim. Let me get it verbatim. Because it gets funny style. Before we even get to him getting there, how did he get there? He said he was doing a joint with Ron G for free, even though he was twisted. But we know he did a lot of shit for free, right? Did the Carcanayas, did all that. We know that, but he was that toe up, twisted, that he did this joint uptown, Ron G crib, wherever he was at doing it, for free. Okay? Gets a call, says he got yo, we need you on this song, da-da-da-da-da, back and forth, okay? A little Sean, haggle, $7 grand is the number. They didn't have it. Booker, whoever this is, whether it's alias, true name, whatever, why ain't nobody interview him yet? Is he still around? Anyway, he said he was going to get it from Andre Harrell. At that moment, at that point, everybody in that studio knew. And at that point, Puffy knew. Now, right then and there, is where street shit get conflicted, because dudes on the street from first-hand info, they saying dudes was already there. Dudes was already there. Not for him, but somebody had lined the studio, because all of them was up there. And that was the bag. All of them was up there. So dudes was already lined. If you're going to believe the streets, and from what I'm telling you, the bag was upstairs. So dudes was lining upstairs. Okay? That's where it was. But, again, if we're going to go with all these dual stories, he told This dude told Andre. So Puffy, not knowing he was coming, Big, not knowing he was coming, and whoever else not knowing he was coming is a damn lie. Lie. I'm telling you, from that time period, we're not talking about cell phones. We're talking about beepers, pagers. So ain't no way in hell people move in that space at that time. There's no haphazard shit going on. When dudes was booking studio times back then, especially if you are doing it the way Uptown Records was doing it, you are taking blocks of time, weeks at a time. Do you understand? Do you understand that they was already there? So everybody up there. No. Now some derelicts on the side might not know, but the main, once you calling Andre, that's it. Andre and Puff allegedly is gripper buddies. Gripper buddies. Okay? When you're talking about Puff, his ex-A&R, his ex label head, his ex whatever, still managing and controlling Mary and Jodeci and all that, and all of them already. How you think that they always on New York Undercover and all that? That's the connection. Diddy, Andre, all of them, Reggie, by the wood and all that shit run together. This is Grippergate action. You seriously? I'm telling you from being in the sets, in the streets, going at that, and you don't run into that type of shit on a humble. They knew it was coming through there. And the thing is, I could get my jewelry back if this is what we saying. So you got to be quick. That means if it's whoever's up in the studio, either they peoples is already there or they got to call them. I'm telling you, you got to call dudes, you got to page dudes. Talking about Midtown Manhattan. Nobody running around Midtown Manhattan on a regular basis in the heart, gripped up. I'm telling you from somebody who carried 2 hammers on them on a regular. Nah. People of that magnitude you're not running into on a regular. On no November night. Okay? Now. Yeah, Stretch was there too. Yeah, all of them. Listen. Again, these are the people that now he coming. Don't take no time to get from up there to 48. What is that? That's 48 from Broadway. Don't take no time from uptown to get down there. None whatsoever. In the yellow cab, or if you got, they call them Harlem cabs. With the OJs, not the OJs, other cabs. You dig? Okay, they take them, boom, they right there. So you ain't even got time to call your hitters. You got time to call the clap. The clappers got to be there. So then we could believe in the philosophy or the theory, not philosophy, you could believe in the theory that they was coming to get everybody up there. So who lined that up? Who lined that up? So again, Now he gets there. He's saying, and I'm telling you from somebody who was there, who been at that spot, who was in the location, you could stand 20 feet from the building and see everything in there. It's a plate glass. You see anybody. There's nobody that's gonna line you. You see them right there. You see them right there. Okay? Right there. So if you walking into something, you walking into something on your own accord. Again, if you gripped up and you about that action and you gonna walk up into something, so be it. If we want to believe he was that tough at that time. But come on, he may be that tough, so now Stretch is that tough too. Now his man's in him is that tough too. Really? That you gonna see something and go through there? Now in the police reports, they saying that they had words. Whoever was in that lobby, they had words with. That they had words. Okay? Words. Now, listen now. At 12:16, according to Detective George Nagy with the NYPD's Midtown North Precinct, Pac, along with his manager Freddie Moore, common law brother-in-law Zay Turner, fellow rapper Stretch, and his half-sister Sakiwa, arrived at Quad, left their car in the parking garage at 148 West 48th Street. They walked a short distance around the corner to the studio on 7th. Where's his sister? Where's his sister? Right? What happened? Where's the sister? What's up? Nobody is. That's from the police. That's from the police. Nobody else is giving that up. Nobody else is saying it. This is what homie's saying. Now, of course, police they get a little fudgy, right? Because when I caught my case there, they said a whole lot of wild shit when I went to trial. Whole lot of wild shit. And by the way, I would like to thank one of the classmates for sending me the portion of You God's audio book, raw. I'm gonna give it to you, or raw, whatever, where he slandered my name and slandered the reason why I was up north. You see, because I don't know if he was fudgy in his brain or what made him put my name in his mouth, Bliz from Brooklyn, and say all type of idiotic shit as pertaining to my case and why I went up north. It had nothing to do with the hell he said. So in this age of Cameron talking about suing people and everybody else suing people, you dig what I'm saying? Man, how foul would it be for me to sue You God, RZA, Wu-Tang Productions, and all that, and his publisher, and all of the audio book sites that push that shit, and him mentioning me out of character and out of context when I got kids now, slandering the character, talking about why I went up top when it had nothing to do with what the fuck he said in that book, which he should have called me and asked. You dig? But see, when they in the grippergate, when they up in that whip, they believe that they could do and say what they want to do because they really be thinking that dudes like us is not going to survive. Like dudes like us is going to be back and forth. You understand what I'm saying? But nah, son, I'm 19 years, almost 20 years in the street. After that. So no, my bet ain't had nothing to do with what he said. My bet had everything to do with Quad. So I'm telling you, when you come through there, you see all that. You see all that. You can see who's there, right? And the police going to have their version of the story based on who they interview. Pac has his version of the story. But all these other people who wasn't even there shouldn't be speaking on it. Especially if they're not in the gun game. Especially if they never put that pistol to somebody. And didn't do it in quad. So now I'm asking, where's the system? Why is she being interviewed in all these podcasts and all these YouTube spaces? Because she was there, according to the police. What happened? Also in this spot, they talking about, yo, man, how they had it, they had words, okay? They had words with people in there. Now check it. From Pac is saying that he could see 2 black dudes in army fatigues, which is a Brooklyn style. And the third man in the lobby pretending to read a newspaper. Okay? When I tell you that lobby is so small in that space, yo, it is tight. Very tight. So, you got your peoples. You got your peoples. And y'all walking up in this tight space. How much time when you press this intercom or this button to get buzzed in? This is what they saying, to go towards the elevator. I'm telling you, when I went there, wasn't none of that. And that was after he caught all this bullshit. Mine was after. And it wasn't no buzzing in. Walk right in there, right to the elevator. Now, the elevator don't come too quick. So at what point do these dudes back out? Or at what point you don't turn around? At what point you and your peoples seeing dudes standing there? You talking 9-4? And you are who you are? And you around the mix of people who you around? So either you're not a street smart, as people are saying, or you just MO and you just don't care. But that means your people's got to be MO too. So nobody was on point, even though more than one of y'all was holding. Now, once it started going down, Pac said after they drew down and his mans in him hit the floor and he tussling and his shit go off, bang, and he's hit, right? And they start stomping him out. They stomped him out with anger. They stomped him out during this whole fiasco, stomping him out, right? for the people who he blamed for it, for the people who others blamed for it, for these individuals whose names was thrown out there as the perpetrators of this. Son, in the middle of Midtown Manhattan, after you threw a couple of shots and this shit went left, you ain't stomping nobody out and wasting time and all that. If it was a robbery, if you're stomping somebody out and you're voicing your opinion, that's personal. Exactly. Why would it be so personal? If it wasn't what street dudes heard. Son violated. He said he was gonna do this, he didn't do that. We want this back. That's the only way. Listen, but I'm telling you that shit, if you not from New York City, all you gotta do is go watch any of the back in the day movies about the Deuce and 42nd Street, that whole area. At that time of night, you're not gonna be bullshitting. You're not. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. So again, they could sit with that it was a robbery. Y'all could go with that media fluff if you want to. Okay? Go keep going with that. And people who talking about this stuff here. It don't make sense. We're not gonna sit here and try to make it make sense. When they start throwing out these names, and then they don't mention it, when Pac is writing letters, and in the letters, naming names, and the names that are not industry names is on it, then you gotta put other names in that. You have to put other names in that. Because other dudes would write hands with other dudes who would have been there. And that's an East New York thing. See, I'm not gonna go in and name no names, because then other niggas will get scared. Because anybody in that life always got their right hand. I miss my right hand to this day. Al Shamik Williams, I miss him to this day. Because I would go in Fort Knox with him with my back turned and know where we gonna come out all right. So if Baby Boy from East New York was there with somebody else there with him, we always got somebody that's gonna hold us down. So that's why them names don't make no sense. Because they conduct themselves much more professional than that in those situations. And trust, if it would have went left, he wouldn't have made it out that night. So when you hear these dudes talking and sitting up there, and the shit don't make no sense, because y'all listening to this shit for the last 20, 25 years. And you've seen it really on the social media for like the last 15 years. People are trying to put the pieces together and it just don't make sense because everybody is talking shit. And he wasn't in that lobby. You gotta question those who weren't downstairs in that lobby. If he wasn't there in that lobby, I don't want to hear about what he was doing in Atlanta, what he was doing in Cali, what he was doing in... All that shit don't mean nothing. At all. Hearsay. Nigga, hearsay ain't admissible in court. Let's deal with who was there and go get them. Now, if it was a robbery for specific items, how was he able to flaunt, bandaged up on one hand, but shining on the other? And you saw it. Making sure people seen it. Everybody's seen it. Right there. How? Where'd that come from? Where did Rolly come from? Where did Rain come? Where'd that come from? How much did he have? Because he's saying he was broke. And they're saying that it was a robbery. That they took it. So they didn't get it. So if they didn't get it, then it wasn't no robbery. And if it wasn't no robbery, then what was it? Whatever it was, the statute of limitations on it is over. So where's the shooters? Where's the robbers? Statute of limitations is over. Right? I'm sure in this day and age of social media, they would have been out. They'd have been state claim, even if they would have masked up and said, yeah, I was the one. I'm going to give you every detail of it. This happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. Even if they did that. But we do know for an absolute fact that most dudes from that era who wasn't too bright, they get on social media, face and brighten, confess to shit. Like Keefy D, right? Shit like that. So if there's no Keefy D for this situation, where are we getting this supposedly solid information from? Where are we getting this information from these niggas who wasn't downstairs? Who didn't see nothing? Relatives talking about what he said when the shit that he said in the vibe was embellished. You think that an actor, you think that a rapper who acts and embellishes and has been through media training since he was in high school wouldn't embellish some shit? So the stories is all over the place. Along with the people. We got somebody who's jostled. Y'all may not know what jostling is out of town, but pickpocket. Somebody that's on the deuce pickpocketing since the 80s, jostling, going to women's purses and bags, bumping people for wallets, playing shots, con games, and all this shit. You think that's official? You think that's official? For somebody to be going back and forth to the... Dude, New Yorkers know. And that's the thing that got me tight. With a lot of the shit that came about on social media that people from New York don't set straight. All that conscious community shit, niggas selling books on the tables, those were derelicts. We ain't paid them no mind. Social media, y'all blew them up. Gave them followers, subscribers, 500, 600,000 and all this shit. Dudes getting donations. Them are derelicts. Ain't nobody paid them niggas no mind in the 80s, 90s, nothing. Y'all running with that conscious community shit like they was some damn body back then. Wasn't nobody. Nobody paid. We walked past them. So now you got dudes who coming through and telling you that they did island bids. You know, bid on an island. That's a year to 8 months. You did that through the whole 80s and 90s? And you official? Come on. You gotta stop this shit. Because again, we're sitting in a space where nothing is solid anymore. And some people really, really having a bad time mentally with that. Because what you don't know and what you don't understand is when you have so many people who are not in control of the situations, or situations are happening around them, they feel powerless. And that powerless feeling feeds into a mental health crisis. When you looking and you seeing them building buildings up in your hood and you have nothing to do with that. When you go somewhere that look familiar and they change the blocks on you. When you know for a fact that for the last 20 years you've been taking this route and you go there and it's a one-way, you can't get in. You feel powerless. It messes with you. You understand? So when you in social media, you got a lot of dudes who don't want to fuck with this shit, who don't understand it because they're powerless over it, but they're watching people who they know for a fact wasn't getting busy during that time. Wasn't getting busy during none of that time. Wasn't getting busy in the mountains, wasn't getting busy nowhere. But now they are the ones who's sitting in a space of truth. It messes with people. It's very triggering. Very triggering. So you have to be aware of that shit. There's a lot of people from the 5 boroughs that know better. Y'all know better. Y'all know what this shit is, but again, they don't want to be involved in it, in deep. Because we're talking about a whole entire generation. I'm telling you right now, we're talking to people who are now 18, 19, who don't have a clue of what that energy was like. You can't talk to these kids about Howard Beach and that energy. You can't talk to these kids about Eleanor Bumpers and that energy. You can't talk to them about Yusef Hawkins and that energy, Anthony Byers, Louima. You can't speak. You don't know what the city was like. You can't tell them about the Deuce in those years. And you sitting in a stinking ass movie theater and niggas just throwing 40 bottles off the balcony and dudes is smoking wools right next to you, smelling like coke and crack and all type of shit in the movies and coming out. And if you can't handle yourself, you might be a victim. They don't understand that energy. You're making an attempt to explain that to them and they don't know. So anybody that they get put in front of on this social media shit, they believe it. I don't believe y'all. I don't give a fuck how many people you got. I know for an absolute fact. Because I walked it before dudes was talking it. I walked it and still hold true to it. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And I'm telling you, these stories don't add up. They're lying. It's not matching up. It's not. So either you do the research and turn it off, the attention that you give to these dudes, or God damn it, acknowledge him as Jesus. That's it. And make that a study. To study how he moved, to study who he was, to study what he did. Because listening to these people is insanity. If you think that they telling you the truth. Ain't happening. It is not happening. Exactly. Again, I want to see facts. I want to hear from specific people. Again, all this shit that y'all hearing, you got the people right there. You got the people right there. Go to Peter's shoe. Go to him. He survived this bit. He's on Instagram. He does interviews. Ask him about Madonna and who was calling them shots. She sent them to jail. Because you got to start eliminating some of the stories. Whose jury Pac had? That's his jury? Where's the bill of sales? Everything else, you could go online and get Tupac jaws. You can't get his bill of sales for the jury? Where's his sister? She was there. Where's his co-defendant for the case? What did he tell his co-defendant? Huh? Again, it's not who they throw in front of you. It's not who they throw in front of you. It's not who step up. Always look for who's not there. He ain't go to trial by himself on that. Come on. Think. Keep telling y'all guard y'all mind. Think. The co-defendant ain't getting no interviews from nobody. Nobody? Nobody. In 16, 17 years of this explosion on social media, vlogs and YouTube spaces and all that, nobody say, yo, let's interview the co-defendant. Nobody. Is he still around? Pardon me if he ain't around no more. Where he at? Where he at? Because you can't believe motherfuckers who he was at odds with to give y'all some truth about the situation. He punched this dude Hughes in the mouth, slapped him around, tried to get at him. And this dude get to write a documentary about him and his mama? You serious? Gotta guard your mind, man. This shit be psyops. Straight like that. And people get tired of it. You get tired of the bullshit when you know for a fact, when you was in the streets, when you was doing your thing, and you looking like, what is he talking about? The fucking they saying? Get out of here. And again, it's late. I don't want to keep y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all dig me, but I had to get that out. I had to. I had to get that out. Because, again, these things, these false narratives, the way we engage with social media and our lens, you dig what I'm saying? It has a direct effect on how you operate. You understand? It's like you watching an illusionist, Chris Angel and Copperfield and these mother, and you like, nah, nigga, I know for a fact you ain't just make that goddamn car disappear. I know it. And you trying to figure out the illusion. You like, nah, my eyes seen the car. Now it's gone. You trying to, same shit. When you watching social media, you like, this broad? Nah. When he's coming up in school, this broad is a deuce. You telling me that this is her? Nah. That ain't her. That's her. Then you looking through the eyelash, you looking through the wig, you looking through the makeup, you looking through the goddamn waist train. You like, take all that shit off. That's her. Now that's who she is. But social media have you bugging. You looking up same shit with the dudes. You like, this dude is tough? Nah, not this nigga here. Not the one we used to kick down the stairs in school. Not the one that we used to, this dude? This dude here? He's telling y'all he was this dude? He said he was around who? Nah. That dude wasn't doing that. He wasn't calling no shots. See, these are the dudes you gotta expose. For real, for real. If you want to cancel something, you gotta cancel these coward-ass, lying-ass, fake dudes, right? Because these is dudes, I was here, I was there, I did this, I did that. Wasn't I with you? Wasn't I there? These type of dudes who was the ones who was making mailing lists for these niggas. Ask Peter Shaw about who he had making his mailing list. Who was the dudes he let in the parties and say, yo, you know what? Yo, make sure everybody that come through here, you get their name down so we can mail out the flyers. You the mailing list getting nigga. And now they come on social media like they was there. Like they was moving work and all that shit. And nobody is calling them out on it. Nigga, you the mailing list nigga. That's what you was doing. It's the only reason why you was in the Peter Shoe Blue function. It's the only reason why you was anywhere near these dudes uptown. That's why you was, yeah. You the coat check nigga. Yo, you come, you get in? Yeah, you gonna work the coat check? All right. Make sure everybody check their coat. That's how these dudes was around. I'm telling you something. Because if you go to any of the pictures, go to any of the pictures. I don't have to say who I am and what I did. Go look, check. Go through the files. See who got flicks and shit of Puck building these little functions. They throwing these live shits. And you would say, damn, who the fuck is them niggas with the sweatsuits? How they get in to the all-black affair? Yeah, little old me, who was always in my work uniform. Whatever it be. I wasn't wearing no slip slides and all that. It ain't me. I'm not coming up in there like that. All like, got to wear the tux and mink, you know. Yeah, all right, y'all go ahead. It's easy pickings, slim pickings, good, nice pickings. Got them hard-ass, slick-ass shoes and them cold-ass New York City winter nights thinking you flossing. What Biggie say? Fur coat, she thinks she a superstar. You think Gimme the Loot was a game? Was a joke? Like that wasn't someone's occupation. Yeah, shoes. Park too far. Yeah. Stop letting these dudes front on y'all. Stop letting them lie to y'all. I'm telling you, they're not being 1,000. And the shit ain't adding up. And the more they talking and the more they finding somebody else to talk, shit is sounding crazy. Shit is sounding crazy. Okay? So again, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. And let me know in the comments, man, if I should drop that lawsuit or would that make me a sucker, right? Right there, didn't Cameron say that? I'd be a sucker, right? If I drop the lawsuit for defamation of character, right? So, you know, if you was if you made the transition to help people through their anger issues, through domestic violence and community work, unnecessary gun violence, you're trying to avoid you moving around, and somebody puts your information out there that's false and says you are all type of dumb for going to trial and you know, you can't beat the system and all this other weird and call you all type of emphasis and all this in the audio. And I'm like, whoa, when did I become all that? And when did I do that? I didn't do that. That's not something I did. I didn't go up top for that. Maybe confusing stories, but still, I'm an upstanding individual. Now, should I drop that legal hammer? And tie up some bread that they ain't even got yet, or they ain't getting as an employee? I'm telling you, they all on paper, they all still up under razor sharp or one of them shit. You understand? You understand that? So when people get confused, okay, and make an attempt to undermine my intelligence, damn sure. You never say you can't beat them. See, because in that diatribe, in that audio book, he didn't mention the fact that we've witnessed dudes beat 2 and 3 bodies on separate occasions. That we've seen dudes go to trial with the smoking hammers and walk right out. So if you're going to be truthful, if you're going to speak about the justice system and how you're going to articulate it in a book, okay, know what you're talking about. Because, nah, I didn't go up north for no shit like that. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. No, no, no. And anybody who wants to read my case, shit, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on IG with my government name. Google it. It's going to show you. Quad Recording Studios. I don't know where he got that shit from, but somebody better speak to him and his peoples, because it ain't nothing. I got keep legal entertainment attorneys as homies at this point. Come on, I'll be 55 soon. You think I don't have attorneys? Shit. Matter of fact, me and Power at one time had the same attorney. Nice young black dude, Jeffrey Wooten. Maybe Jeff would take this case. Maybe I said, yo, Jeff, thinking about suing Lamont Ugorda Hawkins for that dumb shit that he said. And acting like a cold sucker the way they do it. It's Grippergate. They believe in the institutions of Grippergate. That's plain Grippergate. You understand? You think the institution is going to save you? You defamed my character? You see how many videos you can fund then? I'm just saying. People play a lot of games. But one thing, I'm never nobody's dummy. You can say anything. You could believe anything about me, but you're never going to question my intelligence at all. Okay? So yeah, I might drop that shit. Since everything now is woo this, woo that, woo this, woo that. Let me go get some of that woo money. I might go, yeah, let me go get me an attorney. Do what I do and shit. Peace. Classroom assistants, much appreciated for holding it down. Do your thing. Make sure you come back to class with 10 fingers and all 10 toes. Be safe. Peace.